way, way too big, and they decided to divide the troop in half. 4 leaders went with one troop, and the other troop was left with one person who said, oh, I don't want to do this. So they said, well, what are we going to do? And they said, we'll get Maria Cunningham, and she'll find some people to help her. So Maria calls me and she says, it's just for a year or 2 because I only did 2 years with Jackie, and I promise you we'll walk away. So Maria walked away. And I said, I remember when I was in 7th grade, my leaders walked away and we couldn't continue with scouting. And nobody else was going to step up in the troop, so I said, I guess I'm now the leader of this troop. And I got another one of my girlfriends to join in, and she was my co-leader. Then she moved away, and I got somebody else to join in, and she was the co-leader. And when the girls graduated St. Margaret's, everybody dropped out. But in 8th grade, Noreen Jordan's leader moved to North Carolina. And she says, what do you mean I can't get my gold? If I don't have a leader, I can't get my gold. And I said, no, Joe. Come with Danielle. Because she's going to get her gold too. And she's like, all right, cool. So they became a troop of 2. But as they were, growing up, I would take them, and I did my camping, and we had this leader, and he made us peachy French toast outside, and we had salmon at night, and I was like, oh, I love this camping stuff. So the first time I take my troop out, and we're eating scrambled eggs and tuna fish cans, and we're putting hot dogs on a stick and burning them. That wasn't very successful. But I was like, they go to bed, and I'm hearing raccoons, and I'm hearing skunks, and I'm hearing mice, and I'm like, oh dear God, where are we? And they're like, Mrs. Imbarrato, it's got to be fine. It's going to be fine. I said, I have to sleep in the middle because there's going to be mice running all around the house, and you guys be my protectors. And they're like, okay, shouldn't this be the other way around? And I said, no, I kind of have to be in the middle. So we would play this game, we'd turn all the lights off, and everybody would switch sleeping bags, me included, and one person was supposed to run around and touch everybody and figure out who they were. They would feel me and say, I don't know, are you, Caitlin? And I'd be like, yeah. And they would just pretend, like, I'm my size and they're 6. We don't know who it is. Okay. So they made me feel good. And they taught me that I can horseback ride. I could go skiing, at, Rockin' Horse Ranch, where, they pull you up the hill. They actually did put me on a ski lift once, and I was very brave through the whole thing. And they really taught me so much more than I ever could have taught them. But as they were little, they went to every event, and they had so much fun. And then as they got older, they started running the events, and they really enjoyed doing that too. And I know, you teach them always the Girl Scout law and the Girl Scout promise. And we would have food drives, and people would walk by you and not give you something, and they would be like, and you would tell them, not everybody can afford to. But when you can, you have to give. So when Danielle's a freshman in high school, I get a phone call. I hate you in Girl Scouts. And I said, why? She said, I had $1. I was going to buy an apple. Somebody's having a food drive. I have to buy a 99-cent box of pasta. And I couldn't have an apple. And I was like, I was successful. And she's like, no, Mom, this stinks. And I was like, I'll get you an apple later. And, so take what you learned, continue living the law. You'll have a very successful life. And thank you for what you've given to me.